being a financial management guy all throughout my 25 years, I realized the importance of trust associated with a financial institution. Some of those people whom you put your bet on, it doesn't work. But then there are so many other people in the society realizes what your potential is and come to you and to work with you. Earlier, I have worked in the bank where this paper and pen used to be like an application form through the paper and pen. All that is gone.
Yeah,
Thanks to platforms like AssetPlus wonderfully. That everything is digital, but everything has to have a human touch.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं आशीष और आज हम द MFD स्पॉटलाइट के शो में बात करेंगे मिसेस जिबी जॉर्ज से, जो कि हैं कोची, केरला से। इन्होंने 25 साल तक बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री में काम किया। ICICI बैंक, सेंट्रम फाइनेंस, अमेरिकन एक्सप्रेस जैसे बड़े ब्रांड्स के साथ में लीडरशिप लेवल पे भी इन्होंने काम किया है। वेल्थ क्रिएशन का पैशन और एंटरप्रेन्योरियल ड्राइव ने इनको एक MFD की जर्नी की तरफ जाने के लिए इंस्पायर किया। आज मिस्टर जॉर्ज अपनी टीम के साथ में मिलके अपने क्लाइंट्स की लॉन्ग टर्म वेल्थ क्रिएशन जर्नी को सपोर्ट करते हैं। तो चलिए आज सुनते हैं इनकी इंस्पिरेशनल जर्नी के बारे में। सो वेलकम टू द MFD स्पॉटलाइट जॉर्ज।
Thank you, and it's my pleasure.
Lovely to have you here. Now, let me start with what I mentioned in the introduction, that you have spent about 25 years in corporate life.
Yeah.
So, what made you shift from a corporate life to become a mutual fund distributor, and how was the transition?
Thank you. I think it is interesting that it didn't happen in one day. So 25 years working with different entities such as ICICI Bank and before that American Express, Centrum. So you had it in mind that one day you will have to start a journey of yours, which should actually you should be able to take that organization to a different scale and height. So in 2010 is what I had this in mind that you should start something, which is after my roughly 15 years of career. 2021, of course, after COVID, this became much more easier to take a decision because you wanted to be with family. I mean, I actually worked across India, Bombay, Bangalore, Kochi, and again 2-3 repeated attempts of the same cities. So I thought it's better to settle somewhere, that to where my family is there, and create a financial well-being for the society through your own thought processes and implementation of financial ideas. So that is where it just started. Now, what you asked, it was not easy. You're convincing parents, your partner, and your children, all that become very important aspect of it. And you suddenly have to forego your multi-digit salaries as well and start from scratch. So I think it was worth the journey, which the decision which I took, and happy about it. Going through this journey, and that is where I'm fortunate to be here with you today. Yeah.
How was your first year, or let's say first 1 or 2 years of your practice?
So typically in banking terms, we call it as 18 months break even. Okay. So I had that in mind when I took up this assignment, saying that 18 months you would make your company at least a break even, which was not easy. One, of course, that after COVID, there a lot of time lapsed on lockdowns, etc. Second, very important point is you bet on someone before you start your journey, thinking that this customer or this friend, this colleague would support you. But eventually what happens is some of those people whom you put your bet on, it doesn't work. But then there are so many people, other people in the society realizes what your potential is and come to you and to work with you or ready to work with you. So that is very interesting. And second, creating that kind of a trust among people, saying that when you are working with an institution, you have an institutional backup and trust which is created. So you are riding on that.
Correct.
When you start yourself, everything has to be created by you, your name, your endorsement, everything matters. So that journey, convincing journey, takes a little more time. So in my case, I can tell you 24 months, maybe first 2 years, we really struggle. From there onwards, it is a much easier journey.
And when did you started this?
2021,
Uh-huh.
April 14th is what Trinity has formally started.
Uh-huh.
And till April 9th, I was working for my previous organization,
Uh-huh.
right? ICICI Bank.
Right.
And only just 4 days, I set up this and started the journey because I was afraid that if I stay at home, I might not venture into. So I decided immediately leave there and start here. So that was my start.
What's the name of your company and what is the thought process behind
Yeah.
having that name?
So the company is named as Trinity Finvest, rather Trinity International.
Uh-huh.
And of course, it has a spiritual, the name is derived through a spiritual root itself because, yeah. And what the name behind that, we've just put something called banking on your trust. So I, being a financial management guy all throughout my 25 years, I realized the importance of trust associated with a financial institution.
Correct.
The day you lose trust as a financial institution, I see it as a death warrant for you. So we have ensured that trust is part and parcel of this organization in every aspect which we do. So for that, we have created ethics and we've created transparency. So trust doesn't come unless you have transparency, unless you have ethics in your scheme of things.
Correct.
So everything we do with this trust, transparency, and ethics as an organization.
Wonderful. Now let's talk about your approach. How do you really approach your investors or potential investors? I mean, when they think about Trinity or when they think about George, what really comes to their mind, or what would you want that should come to their mind?
I think today, after 5 years, when I look back, yes, both matches. That what you wanted them to believe in you and what they believe in you, both are same today. Because they know Trinity means it's trusted brand, it is credible people, it has transparency, it has portfolio reviews in time, it has got everything, right? What the customer wanted, this team of mine, which is superlative team, I would say, they go back to them. So there is a regular connect between us and the customer. So we have been fortunate to have that kind of a customers and that kind of a team, thereby both the people's value systems matches each other.
Nowadays, if you see George, there are a lot of information available online. There are a lot of transaction platforms which are available where customers can very easily transact, right? How do you see this development, which obviously happened after, actually it was happening since quite some time, but it got really pronounced after COVID. How do you see that playing out in your case for your investors?
So financial management or a personal finance, when it comes to, it is just not digital alone. It require awareness creation, it require need identification, it requires your goals to be identified and worked upon, so that every investor or every customer comes just not for another area of investment or to find out another area of investment. He rather, his future goal is what you are as an MFD or a financial advisor or a financial management professional you connect with. So his future goals have to be set, quantified, and his risk appetite need to be reviewed, and what approach to be taken. You can't go by the past performance of the funds, which typically in digital channels, which they promote or the customer finds himself or herself
Correct.
and go for it. That may not be the right approach for every customer. So every customer, the financial planning requirements are very unique and very different. So you need probably an expert, and this has been my experience, is because I've seen many people who have done direct coming back to us saying that no, in a bad time, what do we do with this fund? We are stuck. This fund is not doing. That fund is not doing. So it require personal counseling, and it require digital support. The good part what COVID has brought in is digital channels. So which means earlier I have worked in the bank where this paper and pen used to be like application form through the paper and pen. All that is gone now.
Yeah,
Thanks to China, platforms like AssetPlus wonderfully. So that everything is digital, but everything has to have a human touch.
Correct.
So then the customer's future goals are met and it is transacted through. And in difficult times, this is where you also need to counsel him, support him, saying that like what we are going through.
Yeah, correct.
Difficult time, you need that personal support as such. So these two to put together can do a lot of wonders in personal financial management or financial planning for any customer for that matter.
So, George, you have spoken a lot about trust, transparency, and I think it reflects a lot on your value system. And what I understand is a value system any individual has a lot to do with their journey, but also with their family background or where they have born and brought up, etc. So, why don't you help us understand about what has been your background? How did you grow? Where did you grow up? And where did you study? Where did you study from?
Yeah.
And of course, also your initial professional journey.
So interesting. So I must start going back to 40, 45 years back. Right. I grew up from a small town in Kerala called Kodamangala, which is suburbs of Kochi, and where my father was working with the government of Kerala in a small profession, and my mother was a homemaker. I wouldn't call it as homemaker. She also equally put a lot of work around, right, in agriculture and so on and so forth. So I have been fortunate to come up in that family with a very spiritual support and also high value system, where in which they taught me the power of hard working. So in childhood days itself, we used to do whatever possible at our end to support the family, all three of us children. And also I educated, I graduated from the typical government establishments in Malayalam medium only, right? And also I did my system analyst at NIIT at that point in time. So then I got my first break, and that was in Bombay. So Bombay took me a professionally completely a different approach for me. So from a village of Kerala to Bombay, and then teaching the best of financial management. That time I was in foreign exchange business. So foreign exchange management, FEMA, all those things. So from Bombay, I came to Bangalore, and from there Kochi. So different organizations, taught me different professional standard, different value system. And I stayed 20 years with ICICI Bank. So I understood that for a banker, and the foremost thing what you need is trust. So trust will come only when your actions are transparent and ethical. So it is started engraving into your own thing. And my wife, she's a medical professional. She's a doctor by profession.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so entire system works on a very clear value system of trust, transparency, being good to everyone, right? Socially acceptable. So that is, yeah, that thereby it started with me in Trinity as well. And not only me, I would be wrong if I say it's only I. The entire team today having the same DNA, same culture, and they also, uphold this value system in each of their action. So the system is definitely taking care of it today.
Wonderful. Now let's talk about the team, right? So, how many people we have in your team? Let me start with
20.
that.
We have a set of leadership team where we have 3 members in that. We have a emerging leaders team. There are 4 or 5 of them, and there is a field team which is very strong RM team. Again, there are 10, 12 of them. So we have total 20-member team today, and the team size is growing every day.
You use a very interesting word, emerging leaders.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. So we, thanks to the organization which I worked, I was not a leader when I joined, right? But they transformed me into leadership through trainings and support system, mentoring and all. So we have ensured that in Trinity, everyone, any unpolished person, comes to us, goes through different kind of mentorship and training program, and we bring them upward towards the leadership. So I believe that anybody can be a leader with the right amount of trainings, mentorship, and support system. So
Well said.
this is what we have created, so that future has to be perfect for you. It is not like after me there has to be a storm. Oh yeah, so the life has to continue. Only that will happen when you have a tier 1, tier 2 leadership team which is strong enough.
Fabulous. So, how do you go about and hire a team? What do you look for a team? How do you motivate people to come and join an outfit, join your outfit?
Yeah, good question. I think what we do is there is a good screening system which we do. We have a 2 or 3 level of screening before we take the person for an interview. And interview also, we try to understand what potential, what background he or she comes from. And also it is important that whether he or she understand the DNA of our organization ready to work with us, and we are also acceptable with the kind of background or the attitude which he has. So
Correct.
here that attitude makes a lot of difference. First, everything can be trained.
Correct.
But if the attitude is right and he comes with a mindset that he's joining an organization with this kind of a DNA, culture, and then rest of it is we would take it forward and train them, etc. So there is a 2-3 level of filtration and 2-3 level of interview before the person gets inducted to the organization.
So, George, I would like to spend a little more time on the team aspect. Now, when you think about team, just help me understand how do you conceptualize it? What I mean is, what kind of people you look for hiring? How do you determine that, okay, this role or this job will be done by a particular team member? Can you throw some more light on this?
Many interesting. I have also seen many of my friends not able to scale up this MFD business because of the team challenges which they face. Thanks to again the banking days, where it works like a, I design everything like a bank branch only. So there are people who are supposed to meet the clients, create the kind of need, identify them, and there are a lot of walk-ins also or the calls also do coming in through a lot of programs which we do. Maybe I'll talk sometime later about that. So these programs attracts customers and they come here. They wanted to understand what proper this mutual fund can help them to realize their goals. So we have people who do relationship job. We have people who do the back-end support. We have people who help in terms of research and support system on that. So we differentiate different teams, identify the right people for the right job. Because every job can't be done by everyone.
Correct.
Unless it's trained and takes time. So we do this process of induction, train them, and yes, the challenge which they also face, you can't hire a person and say he will do or he or she will take care of all that. So you need to mentor them, you need to monitor them, you need to give them a clear guidance to them, set the realistic target for them, and keep mentoring them so that they can achieve both the customer's objective and also their individual aspiration. So every professional comes to joins you not only to build your organization but also to achieve that person's professional aspiration. So this has to be understood, has to be mentored enough so that in that process the customer gains, the employee gains, and also the organization gains. So this is what we do.
How much
Ashish.
time in a day you would be spending on mentoring your team, let's say, for example?
In our office, it starts with the huddle. So morning huddle, every day it happens without fail. So every employee, every team member, we don't call it as employee, we call it a stakeholder team. So every member has to be present there. They exchange whatever the good practices of the previous day, set target for the day, also about the market. So every day the market, whatever the changes in the market or news in the market gets discussed, and that has been adopted by the team. And most of the time, we all coach with the team only. So maybe we do joint calls, we do joint telephonic calls, and we help them in putting up their proposals correct. And transactions, pendencies, we do sit with the respective team and check it out. And we use CRM also. So we use CRM also. And so there is a complete back-to-back tracking happens on this. And that is essential if you have a team to take it to the next level.
Correct. George, I think this is very, very important, right? Because what I see is many people think about hiring as a burden. They also understand it is essential, but they take it as a burden. Burden in two ways. One, they think of it as an expenditure, not as an investment. And number two, they think it's going to take a lot of their time in terms of training people. Like when I spoke to you, mentioned mentoring multiple times, which is what the mindset you have, that if you're hiring somebody, you will have to mentor or train people for at least a certain period of time till the time they start being productive. So I think that's I see as a big challenge, and fortunately I don't see it with you. And that is one thing which I would like to say to everyone who is probably watching this, that if you are thinking about a team, please think of it as an investment, and also be ready to give your time to it. Otherwise, it may not result in what you really expect out of it. Yeah, but at the same time, if you are really looking at scaling, I think there is no way people can scale without a team.
Ashish, rightly you said, the first 50 crore you can do it yourself or with one or two. Next 100, you will not be, you require additional people. Next 200, you require complexities, need will be completely different. So unless you depend on your team and invest in them and mentor them and track them and make them efficient, to produce not only result to you but also take care of the customer whom you are keep on acquiring, then the scale will not happen.
Correct. Absolutely. George, I remember you mentioned that there are certain initiatives which you said we'll cover later. Would you like to talk about them now?
This was when I was talking about how the lead keeps coming to us. So we do financial education as a major initiative at Trinity. So we coach, we teach various industry people, something like your medical association, something like IT professionals, something like a PSU, large PSUs, right? Private sector organizations, right? And we also do teaching on financial management to school kids. So we have actually created a brand called FinSeed. So financial inclusion and sustainable early education. That is the full form of FinSeed.
Fantastic.
So we have realized this when we start coaching software professionals who gets 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh monthly salary, and they don't even have an SIP or not having a life insurance or not having their individual health insurance. We realize that how vulnerable these communities. Well, not because they don't have sufficient earning, because nobody taught them about how to manage their personal finance well. We've also come across many of the NRI population who created wealth but lost wealth because of the lack of financial management, financial understanding. So we created certain, whatever the learnings we had over these years, and put it into presentations, put it into articles, and then started coaching some of the schools, some of the IT companies, some of the public sector undertakings, large public sector undertaking, and even doctors. And the response was amazing. So this has created a regular lead flow for us. And people said, oh, I've realized it late. So latest one is recently we did a senior citizen forum address just a week back. So they are at 65, 70. So when we did the session for them, then they all came back and said, why did you not teach us 45, 50 years back about all these things? We would have secured whatever money we earned properly, and we would have made our income or a wealth grow substantially, and we would have got those SWP, systematic withdrawals, coming to our account. So this was gratifying for us, that you are teaching someone who is coming at 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s for the first time of financial planning or financial management in their life. So I can quote one such example. Please. Where we did a school session under the thing of FinSeed, under the brand of FinSeed. And there was one colleague, one boy who was studying with my daughter in her class, who attended this financial inclusion session. And to tell you that I'm not using the name particularly. Yeah, the boy after some time brought his parents and said, they have to do financial planning with us.
My God.
And the boy's dad was 45-year-old. And first time he is doing his life insurance assessment. First time he's doing personal health insurance. First time he's doing his SIP. First time he's doing the mutual fund lump sum. We helped him to create a financial goal and put required product proposals for him, and he is a very satisfied customer. So I have many such examples, but this is very eminent because very well the child is well connected with us and the family too.
So what was the age of the boy you're talking about?
Yeah, so the boy is studying with my daughter at 9th standard.
Oh,
so he would
maybe,
be some 14, 15 years.
Wonderful. 14, 15-year-old telling a 45-year-old.
The interesting thing is, that also I must tell you that many people would have attended the session.
Correct.
But very rarely people take the session and say that I want to do it in my family.
Right.
We all would have heard financial management lessons from here or there. But how many of them implement back for their home is critical. So I would urge everyone to say, create this financial education for the country. Country require experts like us speaking to thousands of them. And if that is getting implemented, at least bits and pieces in their family, and from there they will catch up. Really.
Absolutely. In fact, that brings me to one very important point that many of our MFD partners say that they also would like to do this financial education, but what they come back and tell me is that Ashish, we are trying, but we are not getting appointments or we are not getting permission to do these kind of events. So I would like to understand from you, George, how do you ensure that you are getting all of these opportunities in all these places you mentioned, be it doctors or be it IT professionals or school for that matter?
So first and foremost, I want to tell the all MFD friends that we should keep business away from this. So it is for the purpose of creating a larger value systems or necessity in the system, saying that people who does not have financial management properly or planning properly, we must first job is to educate them, coach them, so that they will understand their need and they'll come back for their requirement. Many times I have also seen people pushing for business and putting up only things required for to get the business in that training sessions. I think that is the approach need to change. Have a proper structure and system in place and connect with the right people in each of the organization. That somewhere it could be HR, human resource department. Some places it could be the top CEOs or CFOs. Some places it could be the non-acquaintant. So root through that and create this awareness. It will work.
Right, that's a great advice. And in fact, I have a follow-up question on that. If today there is a new mutual fund distributor who wants to get into the business, what would be your advice that what should be doing in their first year of business?
I'm not here to advise. I'm only here to share probably my experience or my
Sure.
thought process. Because everybody, it could be unique for each one of them.
Correct.
So the first year, you invest in reaching out to people, invest in meeting people, meeting institutions, and create this awareness of why that MFD is different, or how the MFD can be different to the institution or to the individual.
Got it.
Start your engagement in that aspect, and you have to have confidence that one day they will come back to you and do. Don't do desperate sales calls and kill that in their system what you're creating. So once you start building up your blocks correctly, they will come back in search of you because they'll understand what is the real value and what is the noise. So today there are a lot of noise in the system.
Correct.
And everybody want to run behind noise largely, but somewhere people are also getting fed up with the noises, which doesn't take them into the right financial awareness or a technique. They put them into trouble. So you know what are so many advices in social media and etc. which is happening may not be the right thing to do. So that is where an MFD coming to this business with having sufficient knowledge in this and connecting with its customers and keep on engaging with them, and that will bring in business for them. That has been our experience.
And how much time do you think it takes typically for a business to reach a certain threshold, which is like comfortable for that MFD also, and which also gives them hope? Okay, now I can grow larger from here on. How much time it typically takes, or in your view should take?
See, it again depends on people. I've seen people joining from bank as an RM and all and having a asset under management already. They suddenly have a ready rocket launch, we call it as, right? But then people who are even outsiders coming into this industry, right? Financial experts coming into the industry, put a 1 year of hard work, then you will see that ball started rolling, income started coming in,
Correct.
and typically 18 months to 24 months you will see a critical mass is achieved, and there is a regular income flow which is coming in. I think then onwards, it is that MFD need to put whatever the 3-year, 5-year plan and then need to drive behind it. Like earlier we discussed about adding more people to it, and you would be able to achieve those milestones easily, I wouldn't say.
Of course.
Yeah, it is tough like any other business, but it is sustainable and it is giving you regular income as you grow.
Correct. So talking about milestones, what are your milestones? next 5 years, 10 years? I mean, what do really visualize, or what is
So,
your vision?
yeah. So I wouldn't put a number to it because the number can vary plus or minus. Rather, I would say that we wanted to be a clear value creator for our set of customers, and we wanted to spread wings across South India, if not the whole India, and build world-class financial management solutions for our customers. We
Fabulous.
already have larger diversified asset under our distribution. So we wanted to take this into a different level, giving the right set of value to the customer, right set of information transparency to the customer, so that each of their goals. Why I'm saying that an NRI's goal can be different from a domestic Indian.
Correct.
Right? Today,
Absolutely.
with the gift city, etc., coming in, there are aspirations of Indians have gone up multi times. Right? Access to global markets, access to different asset classes. So we wanted to be a major player in that space, right? Still connected with them on that trust, transparency, and ethics.
Well said. So, George, in the whole conversation, I heard a lot about trust, transparency, value system, helping the client. Now, would you like to share one or two stories of your actual client experiences with you, which you really feel great about?
So there are gratifying stories when you look back. It is not just money which makes you happy end of the day. It is that what value you created for the society. So I can see many women, and we are celebrating Women's Day and Women's Month this month. There are many mothers who start SIP when their kid is born.
Yeah.
So I have even as high as 3 SIPs started by a mother for all their children's name. So these are all setting cultures for tomorrow. As this baby grows up and become like an adult teenager, entire expenses for his higher studies, marriages, etc., can be taken care of through this SIP, which they keep on increasing as the age pass by. And also, another great story is we generally believe that the benefit of financial inclusion or all this mutual funds, PMS, AIF, and all goes to only the wealthier class. So I have a different story to tell, where in which one of the family where we were managing their personal finance for long, they wanted to, they have earmarked some amount for their servant, right? When, as she retires, maybe 5 year down the line, they wanted to give this amount as a separation amount for her future needs. So the family asked us, because we know them for years together. Family asked them, what can we do differently? So this was intended to put as a bank FD, get 6-7 percentage of interest as a monthly coupon, and give them a 3,000-4,000 rupees as monthly income post their retirement. This was a plan. So we had suggested that why don't we work on that and put up a plan, the SWP, Systematic Withdrawal Plan. We created a plan for a 5 year, this lump sum money to grow. From the 6th year onwards, it gives an income back to this lady, and her name is Lalita.
Okay.
I don't know whether I am permitted to, but with all due respect, I have great pride and respect to that family who decided to agree with this plan,
Fantastic.
go with this investment, and in 5 years, what happened to this amount? This amount doubled,
Wow.
growing at a 17-18 percentage CAGR. And there are multi-assets funds, balance advantage fund, which definitely proposes for this. And the fund is doubled. Now the income, what the family can expect is around 7,000 to 8,000 rupees a month, as compared to 3,000 or 4,000 rupees, which otherwise a bank FD would have given.
Correct.
Former banker, so I'm not negating bank experience here, but what value it can add to normal citizens, normal families through a proper financial planning is amazing.
Absolutely.
I think you should give credit to MFDs like us to create this kind of a success story.
No, absolutely. And I think the credit should go to the entire MFD community in India for serving the underserved. I really appreciate you sharing your journey with us, George. Would also like to understand that what role AssetPlus played in your journey?
I think one point which we possibly have to tell this MFD community or people who want to come into this industry, saying that Gone are the days where paper and pen applications, etc., used to work. COVID has taught us that a lot of things can happen with the digital transformation. So AssetPlus, kind of a platform, is much essential for a MFD or a wealth manager today to reach out to customer irrespective of where he or she belongs to. Is an NRI, domestic, in Bangalore, in Delhi, or in Kochi, anywhere for that matter, real-time basis, superior platforms like this help us to reach out. Number two, today the platform, only all transactions can be real-time basis can be initiated. Also, the timing can be perfected. Even if somebody decides to do a mutual fund investment at 1 o'clock on the day, possible only with the digital platforms. Second, choices. Your entire mutual fund, humanly not possible to get it tracked, to see the different ratios of that. So that is where platforms helps you to even find out the best in class, which you can go to the send to the customer. One of the feature which we admire a lot is that entire previous investment, whether it's done from X agency, X wealth manager, Y wealth manager, any MFD for that matter, all that can be imported using that import option.
Correct.
So thereby everything can be tracked. That we have a great story. One of the doctor who started his mutual fund journey 20 years back and forgot about that with the PAN number and email combination that got imported, and he was quite pleasantly surprised. So that can be done, and portfolio report can be generated, capital gain statement can be generated.
Correct.
Not only on the customer side, but also a lot of back-end operations, regulatory changes, all that it gets incorporated in the platforms like AssetPlus. So journey has been fantastic, good, well supported, and that is why one reason we could also scale up our business substantially in the last 5 years. And from day one, we signed up with AssetPlus, and it continues today. So we did not do a single physical transaction in the whole year, except one or two, which is due to some technical issue. But everything is through the platform and goes seamlessly. And the value which the team adds is also fantastic.
It is great to hear, George, and we really value the association you have with AssetPlus. So thank you very much for that. I think whatever conversation we're having, I am getting a feeling that you are very sorted in life, right? I'm sure you must be having some hard days. So just tell me, do you really have hard days? And if they are, how do they look like?
If the hard days are not there, then there is no purpose in our life. So every day is unique. Every day there could be, like you said, how 20 people. So I'm sure one day we could be reaching 200 people or 2,000 people. But every day there is some challenges comes within, some challenges comes with, customers' needs, transactions, tax statements. So hard days are there, and hard days are, what do you do for a hard day? If that is your question, generally what happens, you try to see what went wrong, what went right, and try to fix that problem if it is systemically done. If it is person driven, we advise them, mentor them, tell them that, that correction needs to be done. And we get back, and we don't mind, we shouldn't mind. And since this is largely for MFDs also, we shouldn't mind to apologize if we make a mistake. Right, and so that the customer understands that yes, the mistakes can be human, mistakes can be possible in our day-to-day life, and then we apologize, move on, correct it, move on. So hard days are part of your life, and you try to you expect that every day, so that that if it is not there, then it's a bonus. Yeah.
Well said, well said. And let's get into a bit of a fun mode. You're for it, George?
Yeah, no choice for me.
Coffee or chai?
Tea.
Tea. Okay, wonderful. So speak first or think first?
Think first.
Yeah, I can see that. Early bird or night owl?
Now it's balanced.
Oh, no, it's balanced. What was it earlier?
Late.
Oh, night owl.
Thanks to my wife.
You plan things or you go with the flow?
Plan things.
Books or movies?
Both.
Both. So if you have to take a holiday, what will you prefer? A mountain or a beach?
Mountain.
Mountain. Beach, you anywhere closer. You are in a big city only.
From Kerala to you are exposed to.
This is on pets.
Yeah.
Dogs or cats or none?
None.
Okay. How do you feel if for a day WhatsApp disappears?
You're okay.
Oh, that's nice. That is not an expected response. Work from home or work from office?
Work from office.
That was instantaneous. Huh?
Yeah.
How far is your office from your home?
10 kilometer.
Oh, that's not too less.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the last one, George. How will you describe AssetPlus in one word?
Simply great. Let's go to the greatest.
Wonderful. This has been a fantastic conversation, George, and I really hope that you achieve all your milestones which you have mentioned to us and which you have not mentioned to us, both of them. So thank you very much for being part of the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashish. It's my privilege and a great honor for me to be with you on this show, and looking forward to building a strong relationship and taking this into different heights. So thank you for your good wishes as well. I hope the team back in Trinity will achieve, and will call you one day saying that, yeah, yes, we have achieved our next milestones.
Fantastic.